Right. This is a one hell of an intro. All right. How is it going, my peeps? That fucking sounds stupid. God damn it. I hate this. All right. What is happening out there, peeps? We are four nerds in a rant. Unfortunately, the fourth cannot make it because they didn't pay rent.
Yeah.
So it's only the three of us.
What's up, guys?
All right. I'll have you all introduce yourselves.
Like, if you didn't remember last time, Noah here, long hair, kind of handsome, kind of not, whatever.
Owen Gonzalez. Are we showing the visuals as well?
Can go with it for right now.
We'll see. All right, this is, I guess, our first official podcast, and we need to discuss some really important shit going on here. Isn't that right, guys?
Yeah, pretty much.
What
Probably
kind of
not
important
politics
shit?
though.
Oh, we try to stay away from politics so bad. Like, we got to stay out of politics.
Oh, at least for now. we'll
get there
see.
eventually.
Three beers later, when we loosen up, we'll see about that.
I could use a beer.
Definitely. I got beer in the fucking pantry
Have an
over
Andrew.
there.
Not over
Anyways, we need to talk about the MCU. That's right, the MCU. Oh boy. Where should we start?
Should we start at the very beginning?
You mean the very, very beginning with Iron Man? Or
Or with literally how they came to existence.
Stanley had an idea, man.
Yeah. It all happened one day with Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and Joe Simon. Okay. No. I think honestly, let's start with probably what is so far the most controversial phase in the MCU, which I think we all can agree is phase 4.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. The phase where no one has any idea what they're doing or what's going on.
Well, it's not like they're not have an idea what they're doing. They're kind of just introducing more characters now, and such as the case like Moon Knight, Miss Marvel. It's like it may seem disjointed, but it's kind of like a repeat of phase 1 in a sense of reintroducing characters or introducing new characters and setting up for the next saga of the MCU, which is also the multiverse saga.
Oh boy.
You disagree?
No, just seeing how people are reacting to the multiverse thing at this point.
I think the thing is, like, at least I think the thing is, I think what Black Widow was the first phase 4 MCU film, right?
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, there was really nothing or not much that they introduced in Black Widow. But I mean, besides from say like characters like Yelena and Alexei, Red Guardian. But besides that, it was kind of like, I guess it was made to pay tribute to Black Widow's character, so to say. And I think a lot of fans, I guess even including myself, we were kind of disappointed in how it sort of paid tribute to Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow.
Yeah, I can't agree with that, since it didn't feel like the tribute she deserved for a character. But
Yeah.
it's also, but as it's standing on its own, it's pretty entertaining in its own right. Plus, it didn't help that Yelena stole the show, and
much.
Alexei, like they were just so great to watch.
Yep.
And I'm also hearing like in the MCU, like heard like in the MCU pipeline, like I'm not sure if this is true or not, but we might, with the like Thunderbolts coming in at the end of phase 5, if we're going to be getting Taskmaster back, probably one of the more divisive villains in phase 4.
Yeah, because Taskmaster, at least on set, was played by a man, but then later on they revealed that she was actually a woman one of the daughter, I think, of the villain of Black Widow. Forgot his name. I think it was Dreykov or something.
Dracov's daughter.
Okay, yeah. Um, so yeah, I mean that itself was just kind of like, yeah, I was a bit, I guess, disappointed in the reveal, but I think it's, if in my opinion, I think it's better than say if it were a Hawkeye or something like that, because I'd be like, okay, no. People, there was a bunch of theories going around saying that Taskmaster was Hawkeye because he saw him using a bow in the trailer, and I was just like, okay, so he used a bow in the trailer. He also used a shield and threw it like Captain America. Maybe Steve is Taskmaster, or maybe Black Panther. He had the claws too.
Yeah. And like he's a mimic. He mimics fighting styles to literally the down to a T.
Yeah.
So you've seen all these different fight styles from different characters in the MCU because Taskmaster watches, recognizes, and mimics it.
Right.
That's what you gotta remember for Taskmaster.
That's basically always been his character. So
Yeah.
if anything, I think people should have been more shocked that he was anyone different from the comics at all, to be honest.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting Taskmaster to be, Tony Masters from like the comics at all, because I was just like, it'd be kind of just too much introducing another, major character like that. But
It is still safe to say he was more like Taskmaster is more memorable than the actual villain Dreykov himself.
I forgot Dreykov's name for a second. Has to speak volumes. I mean, like I said, if I forget like a major character's name, they are not, a good character. Or at least they don't stand out to me at all.
Who remembers Malekith?
Who? No, I'm serious. Who's Malekith?
I think a villain in Thor: Dark World.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh,
Okay, let's be honest. Who remembers Thor: The Dark World like completely front to back?
I just remember Tom Hiddleston was fucking hilarious in that movie.
I don't think I've actually seen that one.
Oh wow.
You're not missing out on much. I'll say that. You're not missing out on much.
You knew Malekith. I didn't. So I saw the movie myself. I don't fucking remember anything.
Yeah. It was also the last time we saw Natalie Portman until Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I mean, Thor: Love and Thunder was kind of a letdown for me. Like
here we go.
Oh boy. Like, I mean, like, here's the thing. Okay, I like Taika Waititi as a director. I mean, I think his favorite movie that my favorite movie that he's directed is probably Jojo Rabbit. And I think, quite frankly, he should probably go back to making more films like Jojo Rabbit in a way. Because, I mean, I like Thor Ragnarok. It's great. But Love and Thunder, I felt really did it too. I kind of overdid it with the comedy and such. Also, they really had like kind of the tone itself was pretty inconsistent, I felt. Like, especially when they were cutting back with Gore the God Butcher. It was fucking terrifying. Like, whenever they cut to him, it felt like a horror movie. Like, I was like, is this Taika Waititi? Like, Sam Raimi didn't like just sneak on set when Taika was out for a lunch break and was like, you know what? Let's do the gore scenes right here. Like, it was horrifying. And it cuts back to Thor and, the Thor team, the Revengers, whatever they're called. And then, just bright and colorful, just oversaturated, just blasts you with sensory overload almost. And it's just kind of like, it just really didn't do it well for me.
I'd be naive to say I don't see the criticisms as valid, because they are valid criticisms, but I'd say to like completely ruin a movie, it didn't do that for me. Well, yes, like they're valid criticisms. I don't see it as that. And I just went to the Thor movie to have fun. I didn't see like a masterpiece or looking for Ragnarok level, MCU level, like big masterpiece. I went there to have fun. I had fun, and not going to change that. I'm gonna go back to rewatch it here probably sometime soon.
I think the thing is, because Ragnarok was like so good, at least, I think it really raised fan expectations a lot. And a lot of people, I guess, including myself, we went in expecting something as good as Ragnarok, which, it's quite frankly, it's not. And I mean, yeah, Ragnarok, you could say, whatever you want about it, but it at least it balanced like the seriousness and the humor, you know. Whereas this one, it just Thor felt like kind of like a goofball the entire time, like the entire runtime. And I think for me, like the whole film itself felt very sanitized. Like, I mean, Thor lost an eye in Ragnarok, and here, like, okay, Jane dies, but she had cancer, you know, stage 4 cancer. She was going to die anyways. And like, I remembered, I mean, Love and Thunder's been out for quite a while now, so we can spoil it. And
Yeah.
so I remembered when I was watching it, and Korg got destroyed. His bike got destroyed by
Yeah.
Zeus's lightning bolt, and I was like, "Oh my god, Korg's gonna die! Is he gonna die?" And nope, his face is okay. He's gonna regenerate eventually or something. I'm like, okay, well, he's fine. Valkyrie gets stabbed later by Gore, and like, oh my god, she's gonna die right here. And nope, she's fine. She lost a kidney, you know, but she recovers. She recovers off screen, and she's walking around. She's doing fine. And I'm just like, okay, well, and just for me, it kind of I felt like there were no stakes. Like I never felt the characters themselves were in any like actual danger. And this is kind of disappointing, especially when they're going up a guy who's known as the God Butcher. And don't get me on with the end, like the ending fight with where Thor gives all the kids the, you know, a temporary power-ups. I'm just kind of like, okay. I feel like that itself, I mean, thinking about that again, I feel like they were at least kind of trying to not copies are not the right word, but they were trying to reference, I guess, Shazam, maybe, you know, when
Yeah.
remember when
No,
like, you know, when Billy he
no,
like
I
forgave
know what you mean.
the
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're referencing, but I don't think it was like that. Like even as temporary, like he didn't have a way of well, he kind of did have a way of, but it's like with the lightning bolt traveling to the center of the universe to rescue the children and whatnot. Yeah, his deed was there, but he also had to stop Gore from like, killing all the gods by reaching eternity.
Yeah.
So it's like he had one way off, but what would you do? Go back there, get out, and like risk the all the gods being killed.
Well, I
So
mean,
it's like it's more like I think a tactical decision rather than a running joke. It's like he made the best decision he probably could have in that moment. Well, probably not the best idea, given the fact that you have 20 kids.
mhm.
It's going into battle with you. It's like, yeah, it sounds irresponsible, but that's also kind of in Thor's character as well.
Yeah. I
He's
mean,
that
it felt like a kind of a departure from, you know, like his character, at least if you look at, say, you know, both Ragnarok and Infinity War. You know, if like I mean, for the example, at the beginning of Infinity War, when Thanos invaded the Statesman, um, like he told like basically half of the people to basically, you know, scram and get off, you know, find safety. Hence why you see like Korg, Meek, and, you know, Valkyrie, I'm guessing as well, probably weren't there, and only Thor, Loki, and a couple of the like Asgardians remained to basically fight off Thanos. So, and like, to me at least, you know, with the final battle, it felt really like it was kind of pandering more to kids and and yeah, families and kids and such, you know, with with like a group of kids fighting these fucking shadow demons or whatever. I'm just like, okay, come on, really, this is a bit too much for me, honestly.
I don't care. I still love the movie.
That's fair, but that's just kind of the reasons why I kind of wasn't a big fan of Love and Thunder.
At least we can all agree Christian Bale's gore is masterful.
I mean, it's Christian Bale. You can't go wrong with
Yeah.
Christian Bale. Here's a better question actually. Has Christian Bale ever done a bad performance?
I
Because
can
I
kind of
can't.
say yes.
Real. Wait. Okay. Is it the one I'm thinking about? Is it?
So this might not be one of his more well-known roles, but Christian Bale actually did a musical back in the 90s with Disney. He called Newsies.
Oh boy. Yep.
And don't get me wrong, I love Christian Bale, but it seemed like he was kind of bored throughout the time of the film, like throughout the runtime. It kind of he just didn't seem interested in doing it. More or less did it for a paycheck.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's truth or not, but it just didn't feel like that to me.
I mean, I guess you have those days. I mean, it came out in 1992, if I recall, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, it was probably at the beginning of his career. So he had
He
to
was
like,
actually a child actor, and like one of his first roles was in Empire of the Sun with Spielberg.
hmm,
And Newsies, he was 18.
oh,
He was 18 at the time, so can't say he. I'm sure he just didn't have a lot of roles to go after that
yeah.
were
He
that
probably
were
just,
for his that he was thinking of. So he just
hmm.
took it as a job, like for paycheck, probably, or just to diversify his resume.
Oh, yeah, I don't blame him for that. I mean, the thing is, like in past interviews, Bale has actually admitted that like when he did Batman, for example, and people were asking if he's a fan of the comic books and he's like, no, I'm really not a fan of the comics. To me, this is just a job.
Yeah,
I want to work with Christopher Nolan. That's why he really just wanted to be Batman, so to say. One of the reasons why he wanted to be Batman.
the, he's honest about it. Like he has admitted
Yeah.
he doesn't really watch a lot of movies,
Hmm.
and it's it and even though he doesn't watch them, it shows he commits to the role.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I respect him. I respect the hell out of him for that.
So we're getting off topic now.
Right. Okay, Owen, do you like to say something here?
You hear Owen?
Owen?
Okay, he's gone right now.
Okay, well, it's just the two of us then. All right, let's talk about I
Guess
think
he didn't pay rent.
Huh?
Guess Owen didn't pay rent.
Mr. Ditkovitch got him.
Yeah. But I'd say like with phase 4, like it isn't something to say it's inconsistent rather than it's just not what everyone expected it to be, because phase 3 ended with Infinity War Endgame with Far From Home. Like that was big. Like
Yeah.
those were high expectations to meet. But now
Mhm.
now it's like we try to go bigger, want to go bigger and better with phase 4. No, that doesn't sound
Yeah.
sound like reasonable.
Right.
And while they did start off strong with the shows like WandaVision,
Hmm.
the like again, the expectations are hard to meet, especially when you're trying to reach the pinnacle of Endgame status.
Yeah.
But we don't have to worry about that to like phase 5 to 6, because that's when we should have our expectations through the roof.
Right.
Especially since like Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, which has now been officially announced, is being directed by Shang-Chi director, arguably one of
Hell
the
yeah.
directed one of the best like origin stories, not just in phase 4 but the MCU.
Yeah, totally.
Daniel, is it Daniel Craig?
Yeah. Destin Daniel Cretton. Yeah.
Okay, Craig. Yeah,
God,
like
he's got a long name.
yeah, I have complete faith in what he's going to do with that project.
Yeah, I think so too, honestly. I have to rewatch Shang-Chi because it's been on my bucket list, but I've been like kind of distracted with like other stuff. I still have to watch Miss Marvel.
Like Miss Marvel, like that's an overhated show. I'm gonna be
Mhm.
honest. Far from perfect, like many other MCU shows and movies in phase 4, but
Yeah.
you shouldn't write it over. And most of it's coming from toxic, like racist fans too. It's
Oh, God
dude,
damn.
just grow up.
I mean, you have those. I mean, like when Black Panther came out, I remember like the first I think teaser trailer for Black Panther, and there's a shit ton of racist comments there. I'm just like, what the fuck? What is wrong with people? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And now we had the first Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer,
Oh yeah.
and that hit too far in the feels. That was like, felt too soon.
I'm gonna be honest. I think when I was thinking probably what everyone else was thinking when Chadwick Boseman passed away, is that I thought that they probably shouldn't have the sequel like at all or something. I they because they were looking at like possibly recasting T'Challa, and I'm like, no, don't fucking recast him. That'd be kind of an insult to Chadwick Boseman's legacy, if you ask me. And then of course I was hearing about other production problems with Wakanda Forever, and of course Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri, came out with a lot of controversial opinions about anti-vax shit, and I was just like, okay, yeah, I just don't see much hope for the sequel at all. But when I saw the teaser trailer for it, I was actually quite blown away. The cinematography alone is like
Yeah.
like Dune level.
like that took me off. That was like that blew me away. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just the trailer too. Like that set a tone I wasn't expecting for a Black Panther itself. And yes, I'm one of the many people that didn't want the Black Panther to be recast because that's Chadwick Boseman's role
Yeah.
in it. And thank goodness they went that route, and
Yeah,
they'll
definitely.
go with a different Black Panther. And who that is, I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
But also, like, we also have Namor the Submariner coming,
Yep.
and that should be interesting.
know, yep.
Yeah, Owen.
Was agreeing with you on the Namor part.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Sorry if I'm too quiet. Bit of that was internet troubles.
No, you're good.
Yeah. No. I wrote an article for comic book resources about what Namor's entry means more, and I think there is more to like Namor's, I guess, debut in the MCU than we give granted, because in the comics Namor was known as Marvel's first mutant, and with that I think if they they do the same thing, if they keep that moniker in the MCU, I think Namor will be a kind of gateway for the mutants to be introduced.
Yeah, about that.
What?
So, do you care if I spoil anything?
What are we spoiling here?
I am spoiling Miss Marvel.
Go ahead.
So in the finale of Miss Marvel, it is revealed that Kamala Khan is not an Inhuman or anything but a mutant. So she is a departure from comics and whatnot, but let's be honest, Kevin Feige is not the fondest of Inhumans. And it can blame the TV show and whoever produced that.
Wasn't it? Fuck. Was it the guy who? I think it was the guy who did Iron Fist season 1, wasn't it?
I can't remember, but
Okay.
I just know there was bad blood. The Project Inhumans itself was a failure.
Yeah, it was.
And so they kind of just put that off to the wayside, and the only confirmed Inhuman in the MCU right now, or the multiverse for that matter, is Black Bolt.
Yep.
But again, Kevin Feige hates Inhumans, I guess, because
honestly, I do like Black Bolt as a character. I think he's pretty cool. I'm gonna say this much. I think he probably has one of my like top 5 favorite comic book costumes like ever. We're talking both Marvel and DC here. And like he got done dirty in Multiverse of Madness. But like regardless, I think, I mean, with Kamala Khan being revealed as a mutant, I think it could still kind of be I guess Namor still could maybe be known as Marvel's first mutant in a way. Like, for example, like Captain America was technically the first Avenger, but in Captain Marvel later we see, Carol Danvers was kind of named as the first Avenger because Nick Fury named the program after her, basically.
Yeah.
So
I don't see, like, Kamala Khan isn't the first mutant. She's just the one who basically confirmed the mutants exist in the MCU, or at least the 616 universe.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I keep hearing like Kamala Khan's actress Iman Vellani keeps arguing with Kevin Feige about the actual universe of the MCU, and that the comics are 616.
Oh man, yeah. I love her for that. I so love her for that.
She is arguably the one true Marvel fan.
Yep.
And
totally.
Gotta respect her for that.
100%, man. Oh man. Okay, so we have 9 minutes before our meeting will end. I don't know why Zoom does this, but it's been doing this. So I'll probably start. So yeah, when we get to the 2-minute mark or something, I'll send out another. I'll start another meeting here so we can continue this.
But yeah, with phase 4, you're continuing as it it's gonna end with Black Panther. So in a few months,
Yeah.
phase 4 will come to an end, and then we'll start phase 5, and hopefully people start seeing it in a different light.
Mhm.
Not just because like it's ending with Black Panther, but the fact that so many people are hating on Marvel right now. In fact, it might just be burnout. It
I
might
think
just need
so.
might just need a break.
Mhm.
Im-
Owen?
I would say part of it could be Disney itself, because Disney's been getting a lot of hate for a variety of reasons.
What are some of them?
Let's see. Well, I do know a big chunk of the hate has to do with like how big Disney's getting.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But what are some other reasons?
Let's see. Star the Star Wars stuff,
Oh wow.
That-
Star Wars stuff
which
is
is
always gonna be
always
there.
yeah.
That's always been
Yeah.
contentious within the fan base itself.
Oh.
That's always been contentious. It's sequels, prequels, spin-offs. It doesn't fucking
Yeah.
matter. They're gonna be Star Wars
Always
fans are
at war
gonna
with
be
each
mean about
other.
it regardless. They won't change.
And also uh how to best put this? Various uh political corporate reasons, like the China stuff.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of
that is something.
that's some criticism right there.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
So Disney's not really that is kind of go is kind of has a lot of haters right now.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I kind of am one, but still.
Is it a reason to hate on Marvel though?
Yeah. I mean,
Nah, no, not really.
Yeah,
Or
so
not in my
is it
eyes.
I think fans should be able to separate like Marvel and the MCU from the corporation Disney itself
yeah.
when it comes to watching its content.
I think for me personally, again, like I said, it's just kind of burnout. Like it just feels like every every month or so is just like, or year or so even, is just like there's a new fucking Marvel movie that's coming out or a show or whatever. You just gotta keep watching up with it.
And
And
like we actually have She-Hulk coming out in a few weeks
yeah.
here, so and they have the 9 episode format this time, not the 6. So hopefully that helps
Mm-hmm.
helps a little bit. And been confirmed Daredevil's appearing in it. Your
Boy.
favorite.
Yes. Oh yeah. Mm. I'm so
Yeah.
happy. Like I love Daredevil so much. At least Netflix Daredevil, not the the 2003 one. With
I don't think
Batman
anyone
in
was going to make the mistake there.
it. So
We've rightfully appeased that part from our brains.
good. So but yeah, like I remember being like so heartbroken when Daredevil was canceled on Netflix. And I was like so mad because we got like Bullseye and everything. And I'm just like, dude, it's finally starting to pick up, and then canceled. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well, that one you can definitely blame on like the Disney Netflix deal they had,
Yeah,
because
I
they were
know.
starting to make their own streaming service, so they needed to take everything they
Yeah.
could.
So there are some rumors. I mean, speaking of Daredevil though, there were some rumors that like the new series, Daredevil Born Again, was going to be PG, but
Whoever said that is lying.
yeah, I'm like, I don't think that's the case. I
Like
think it's just.
if anything, it's gonna be PG-13 at the lowest,
I
but
mean,
it
I
won't be
hope.
PG.
Like,
It won't PG-13 at the lowest.
Yeah.
They go for the more mature content because they know how we reacted
Right.
to
I mean, if they keep.
when it was on Netflix.
Mhm. I mean, like if they keep Deadpool rated R, fuck it. Why not keep Daredevil rated R?
They're gonna keep Deadpool rated R. They got to, because to make them PG-13, that's just
It's
sanitizing.
impossible. That's impossible. It's like
Even Deadpool will call it out and make it rated R mid-film.
yeah, definitely.
Like in fact, honestly,
Mhm.
they should have made a Doctor Strange 2 rated R.
100%.
It
Well.
it felt sanitized, but it was still great.
I heard they had like
A director's
additional
cut?
footage. Yeah, a director's cut with like additional footage that was like removed.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that additional footage had anything to do with, say, the Wanda versus Illuminati fight, because that was a bit over too short, if you ask me.
And there might have been some included in that, but I think that I also heard that there's a deleted scene of intro scene with 616 Mordo finding in Scarlet Witch, and she decapitates him.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Oh, he's
that
dead.
solves that character.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that's a great introduction to a rated R Marvel flick.
Yeah. Reed Richards, smartest man alive, my ass, tells Wanda Black Bolt's biggest weakness.
But at least it was John Krasinski saying it and not anyone else.
Eowyn Gruffudd.
But it's like he also John Krasinski also hasn't confirmed or denied if he was coming back to the MCU.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised if they probably did, or if they're secretly bringing him back again, and he probably signed some like NDA to say that he is not appearing, because that's what it is. That's what Marvel actors like basically do. They say like
they can't say anything anymore.
Yeah, you ask him, oh yeah, Andrew Garfield, are you inspired by No Way Home? He's like, oh no, I'm not in No Way Home.
He's not the werewolf.
Yeah. That's not me. That's CGI. It's special effects. It's edited footage. That's fake footage. Whatever.
He was just doing a lot of press for like Tick Tick Boom at the time when that happened, and he just like got hit with the brunt of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire just sat back nicely and just like.
Yeah, no. Oh man. And I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do bring him back somehow, because.
Well, it's like we have Secret Wars coming, and that's
right.
Supposed to include the entire multiverse.
Okay, so here's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised actually if like Wanda in 838 in universe 8 in Earth 838 is actually kind of held accountable for the deaths of the Illuminati, even though she was possessed by Earth 616 Wanda. But still, I think definitely what she did probably would piss off everybody in the 838 universe.
I mean, yeah,
and
obviously.
I think with the whole like incursion incident basically that's happening, I should say. I think it'll only be a time or a moment of time before 838 kind of clashes with 616, and that's going to be something.
It's like this also introduces like Secret Wars a little more too, because that happens because of incursion,
right?
And while they're stepping up to Secret Wars pretty solemnly, they're pretty slowly, like they did with Thanos and the Infinity Saga. The steps are just feeling more overt, more outspoken than they were then. Like you got cameos from like Clea with Charlize Theron, like saying like, you gotta help me right now. It's like she just came out of nowhere. And then you got other stuff like Wanda, who's literally had an end credit scene hearing her kids about in another universe,
right?
And WandaVision.
Okay, we have only 1 minute left to go for this meeting, so I'm just going to end this one and I'm going to start a new meeting. Everyone good with that?
All right.
Yep.
All right. See you on the other side.
Okay. Hello.
All right, and we're back.
And like we have this phase 5 coming out, like starting with Ant-Man Quantumania. And I've heard like the footage that they showed at Hall H over Comic-Con last weekend was pretty intense.
What kind of intense are we talking?
So the trailer showed Scott as a celebrity. Again, take this with a grain of salt. I have no clue. And he was like, his ego had gotten to him a little bit. He started distancing himself from his family. And Cassie's becoming more hero-esque, his daughter.
No.
And then Cassie, Hope, and Hope's parents, I forgot their names. Sorry.
Hank Pym.
Hank Pym. And Hope, who's
Janet?
Janet Van Dyne. Yeah, there we go. I don't read the comics.
Bro, Hank Pym is a huge character.
they're
You think I
pretty
read
important
comics?
comic character.
I don't read comics. I know Hank Pym though. Okay.
Same here. Well, I read more compared to you guys apparently,
Yeah.
but
Like he worships Mr. Ditkovitch over there.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
Lord and Savior, Mr. Ditkovitch.
It's like, anyways, like they all get sucked into like the quantum realm, and the civilization living it within that.
Mm-hmm.
And then like at the end of the trailer, they're introduced to Kang, like the Kang, not he who remains from Loki, but Kang the Conqueror.
Oh,
And
wow.
apparently they closed out with the line, like, with the trailer line, like with Kang saying, "You're an Avenger. Have I killed you before?"
Oh my God. Okay.
So it's like, so not only would that be a great introduction to the next like big bad of the MCU saga,
Oh,
but
man.
as a whole, like Kang, I don't know much about his character, but like I know he's the big bad, and that just sounds menacing.
God, no shit. I gotta fucking see this trailer now. Damn.
Well, they never released it outside of
Oh.
Hall H, so
Ah. Whatever. I'll find a way to get my hands on it.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. Well. So I
And
guess I wonder. Okay, you're gonna.
makes
say
me want to
something?
rewatch Loki now, since we know that He Who Remains is a Kang variant.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay. So I wonder if this will mean that we'll get different like types of Avengers or different Avengers in the multiverse.
But it's like not only that, but it's like we have like Kang as himself is it's like variant of He Who Remains. There are many different variants of Kang that went to war with each other. That he basically describes like secret wars, a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of secret wars within the finale of Loki.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
and it's like it might just be all Kang variants coming to 616 to battle out, and this would create the incursion that starts Secret Wars. Again, theory, don't take my word for it or anything.
Yeah.
But imagine if not just having one like god tier character such as Kang the Conqueror, but having an infinite amount.
Damn.
And we still need fucking Galactus. He's got to get introduced here soon, along with Doctor Doom. We still
Anthony
need those. We still need those characters.
Anthony Starr as Doctor Doom. Let's fucking go.
That is being rumored.
Let's do it. What if Anthony Starr plays a hero, like an actual hero, not Homelander?
I would actually watch that. I would really watch that. Although
Yeah.
he's Homelander to me now. He's Homelander from The Boys. That's hard to
pretty much.
Separate.
Pretty much. Like he's as known as Homelander. We need him in another big role. Speaking of The Boys, though, I actually think, okay, so if we have infinite like Avengers, I guess, or other Avengers from like different, universes, I wonder if they're gonna adapt Earth 1610, aka the Ultimates, to the MCU. Owen, do you know the Ultimates?
Yeah, yes, I do. Unfortunately.
Please elaborate, because I am lost.
The Ultimate Universe was a creation by Marvel of basically, I think it was meant to be when it was released in like the 2000s. A more modern take on the main Marvel universe. It started with Ultimate Spider-Man and expanded from there. Thing is, they kind of
ruined.
They were very edgy, to put it mildly. And a lot of really poor choices were made.
Yep.
Those choices would eventually lead to things like Miles Morales, who's a good choice.
True.
But before that, we got stuff like Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver having an incestuous relationship.
Yeah.
Captain America kind of being a racist jerk. And the and Ultimates 3, which killed a crap ton of the Marvel of its universe.
Yep.
So if they are going to bring Ultimates into this, you saying Jensen Axel should play Captain America Ultimate Edition?
Hell yeah. I was gonna say. Because originally I was just gonna have Chris Evans just be a racist version of Captain America, but
And then have Anthony Starr as the Ultimate Icarus. Then
that's too. That's too.
on the
That's like,
nose.
yeah, exactly, bro. Too obvious. We need something. What if he were Tony Stark?
I go for it.
Why not? I want to see him as in a different role, quite frankly.
A straight up alcoholic Tony Stark.
Yes,
So like Demon in a Bottle,
pretty much.
what they tried to adapt for Iron Man 3.
Yeah, I
much.
guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, why not? Fuck it, infinite possibilities.
Like plus like for like they haven't even introduced all the properties for like phase 5 or 6 yet. They just introduced the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars for 6 for phase 6.
Oh man.
Well,
Also, I'd also like to mention Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, they're 6 months apart. They're
Good.
they're pulling a Matrix.
I think it's good actually.
a Matrix.
Or
So for like Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions, they released
Oh,
the movie 6 months apart in 2003.
oh, didn't actually know that part.
They wanted to get both movies out before people lost interest in them, and honestly, that was probably a good idea with the Matrix at the time. But for this one, like if you gotta leave it on a good enough cliffhanger for Marvel fans to be tied over for at least a year.
yeah, I mean,
Because with Infinity War and Endgame, people absolutely like for Infinity War, the ending, people lost it.
yeah,
But it felt conclusive enough where it deserved that cliffhanger ending. But when we finally saw Endgame, we got our resolution with that, but we had to wait a full year for that.
right.
I'd rather wait. I'd honestly want to wait a year because that's just giving into instant gratification. Honestly,
Mhm.
for waiting less than that.
I mean, I feel like
It's
what
not
would-
going to feel as satisfying. I mean,
Right.
if we don't wait that full year, because I think that's part of why Endgame was so beloved
Yeah.
with the especially back when it was first released in theaters, because that was a resolution. That was an earned resolution to
Hell yeah, yeah.
not just a 2-part Avengers movie, but an entire saga of movies leading up to that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
And then when we have a phase 6 coming around, we got Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars 6 months apart. Now, which one do you think would feel better about when seen in theaters? Because if we were gonna when we start to compare the two.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Well, let's see here. X-Men is still on the table, and the MCU has not confirmed, or the MCU, yeah, Marvel Studios has not confirmed anything for the X-Men yet. So maybe they're trying to move on to the X-Men. I don't know.
Well, either way, it's like they both got to hurry and take their sweet ass time with this because we're getting getting a bit bored of Marvel, but we're also curious about what happens next.
Yeah, true.
You got to walk that line.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't be surprised if they delay Kang and Secret Wars at this time.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, they got so many projects lining up right now. There's going to be some delays because they haven't even cast Fantastic Four yet,
Oh yeah, no.
or at
Well,
least
officially.
Right.
officially. Yeah, they officially don't have anything for Fantastic Four, and they already have a release date. So either they're really keeping it under wraps, or they don't have shit yet.
All talk. That's all it is. It's just all talk, all plans. I wonder if we're gonna get like another Batman and Robin-esque Marvel, like a Batman and a Robin-esque movie at least from the MCU, and that just kind of puts them down for a good big time. Because I mean, it's kind of like as much as we love the MCU, it's just like we can't keep the current, six, like we can't keep the current like kind of lineup keep going. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think eventually they're just gonna probably reboot everything and just have like another Iron Man or something like that.
No one will watch it.
I mean, not now, but like say, 10, 20 years or something down the line, who knows? So I think that's just my opinion, at least, whether they'll do it or not, that's up to them. But yeah, but on the DC side of things, I'm actually kind of excited.
Despite the problems right now.
We're not gonna mention, the
Miller.
bullshit.
Ezra Miller.
You had to mention the bullshit. You had to mention. You
You
had to
had to
mention
mention
it.
it. You had to mention it.
Oh boy.
I thought one of you was going to do it.
We are trying to stay away from that because we will go off on tirades for hours.
That's another.
Oh.
That is an episode. That is a subject
He
for
literally
another
has earned
episode.
two episodes for his behavior over the for when in the Secrets of Dumbledore was released. That deserves its own episode.
Fuck. Okay. You know what? We're just gonna get. We're gonna talk about Ezra Miller in
No,
another
let's save that
episode.
let's save that for the next episode.
Yeah. Exactly.
But let's quickly talk about like they're releasing this year Black Adam, Shazam Fury of the Gods.
Oh hell yeah.
They already released DC's League of Super Pets, which I haven't seen any reviews for.
No,
So
same, neither have I.
So don't ask
Neither
me.
have I.
Good.
But Black Adam looks good. Looks fantastic. Dwayne Johnson looks intimidating as fuck.
Oh, hell, it's Dwayne Johnson. How do you not make him intimidating? Well, actually, no, I didn't know how you can't, but still.
Yeah. Plus, they have the Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate for that movie, so that should be interesting.
Oh yeah.
But I'm more excited for Fury of the Gods, if you can believe that.
Oh hell yeah.
Because
Shazam.
We saw Shazam in theaters together. Like,
yeah, we did.
I went in no expectations, not expecting anything, but it's like, oh, this is like a knockoff Superman or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Even knowing it's a DC movie, and that was the only one they released in 2019 too.
Right.
I didn't expect to have that much fun or for it to have that much heart.
I was fucking depressed as hell. I remembered, and I was just like, I just hope I fucking get, I just feel better at the end of it, because I went into Marvel's Captain Marvel, I should say, because Shazam was previously known as Captain Marvel in the comics.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, you know what? I just want something to make me feel good. And I did not feel great after coming out of Captain Marvel. I was like, okay, whatever. It's another movie. And then I went into Shazam feeling pretty shitty. And I left and I felt actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's a mixture of like childlike wonder along with the what if, like what we do. Let's face it, we'd all do what Billy Batson did as Shazam first off.
Destroying all my fucking textbooks. That's great.
Yeah, we all would do that.
Definitely.
But it's themes of family that they had is definitely poignant and relatable.
Right.
They seem to be doubling down on those for Fury of the Gods, which has me even more excited.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, no.
Also, its use of fucking Eminem. I can't get over that. For sure, it's like Slim Shady's my name is.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have now they have more Slim Shady going in for the next trailer, and I'm just hyped. I'm just hyped for it.
Hell yeah. It's gonna be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Look, I'm calling it. Okay. Shazam and Black Adam are gonna have a rap battle.
Honestly, I would not be surprised.
Oh man. But yeah.
Currently with DC, I have a bit of an issue with them, which I can't tell if they're still trying for the cinematic universe thing.
I think they said fuck it at this point. Like, let's just release
Pretty
the movies and have them if they're loosely connected. Let's just have their own stories go.
Yeah, exactly.
Because once Justice League came out in 2017, kind of just everyone just collectively yawned and wasn't interested anymore. So they just released Aquaman the following year, just because they made it already.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they released Shazam in 2019. Not, I'm sure you're like, if this is gonna be the one to save us, this will be it. And it was basically it's decent.
Mhm.
I argue
I
is
liked it a
DC's,
lot. Yeah.
it was DC's sleeper hit because I wasn't expecting to be that good, nor was I expecting it at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think part of it is just like I've heard a bunch of like different stories about DC's whole mess, at least with how with Zack Snyder pitching the shared cinematic universe at first, and then them just kind of going with it. But then like Man of Steel was got pretty mixed reception. I mean, personally, I'm personally very mixed on it myself. There are some parts I really like, some parts, mostly the fights towards the end, I just kind of didn't give a shit about. And that part, that itself was kind of like they already had like a bad start, but they already went with it. So they're like, you know what, we kind of have to keep going. Then Batman v Superman came out, and then Suicide Squad, yeah. And then of course, like Snyder, and of course, Snyder, he got booted from Justice League, and then he later made this when the Snyder Cut came out. I think we all can agree it's better, than
It's consistent,
the
like
absolute dog shit
Yeah.
that was the Joss Whedon
Okay.
cut of Justice League.
and let's face it, that's the movie that we can be grateful for that movie for two reasons. It kind of exposed how toxic the work environment is without Zack Snyder on set, and it also showed how little Warner Brothers cared about the actual universe.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I
Wow.
think, like after seeing that, I mean, we all can agree the Flash, like saving everybody after they lost against Steppenwolf.
I thought we weren't going to talk about this guy.
Okay. I'm just gonna say that the scene alone itself, okay, just the scene itself, and at least with the towards the end with Batman meeting Martian Manhunter, and the whole nightmare sequence
Yeah,
at the end. I think that really like kind of it once again sparked my interest in Zack Snyder's vision of
yeah.
the DC cinematic universe. And like I remember, like Noah, you were there. Like when after we watched the Snyder Cut at the very end, I was like, wait, that's it? Where's part two? I need a part two. Come on. They teased us fighting Darkseid, the Justice League against Darkseid. I need to know what happens. Oh
Yeah.
man, it's part of me wishes that Zach got his full cinematic universe.
It's like even if like
I don't.
it was, even if like we got something closer to Zack Snyder's vision, it wouldn't have been that 4 hour cut. It would have been something closer to 2.5 hours, and it probably would have been a bit convoluted, but probably would have made more sense.
I still wouldn't give him that, to be honest.
What do you mean?
I don't really have as much confidence for his vision as you guys seem to do.
I think we saying I don't care about the Snyderverse anymore. It's like if they do it, they do it. If they don't, they don't. But the way they we're talking about like Zack Snyder's Justice League, the way how that's more like consistent and kind of well rounded compared to the first attempt at Justice League, that's what I'm referring to.
To me, to me, who really didn't like Snyder's vision beforehand, and who hasn't admittedly seen the 4 hour cut simply because it's a 4 hour cut of a movie in the style of in this guy's full vision, but I didn't really like his vision before Justice League, so I don't feel like I'm really gonna like it more after watching a 4 hour cut of
Well,
of a vision I don't like already.
if you want to check it out, they have it split up into 6 parts, so you can pause it, go back to it later, or at that if you want to check it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least that's better than just a 4 hour straight up.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's not 4 hours straight up. I probably would have been like, but like I've had friends who are like huge Marvel fans and they absolutely hate Zack Snyder, like more than you do, Owen. And they watched the Snyder cut of Justice League and they actually thought it was pretty solid. So
Don't get me wrong, Zack
it's
Snyder's Justice League has its issues, and we all have our
yeah,
fair complaints about that, but it's definitely better than
pound for
Whedon's
pound,
version.
pound for pound better, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you think they um do you think they're going to do another Justice League movie? And if so, do you think they're going to change the cast entirely?
If they are, it's not going to be anytime soon. They're going to
yeah.
let Zack Snyder's version gestate for a while before they bring it up, but they definitely do it with a different cast of characters.
I
Yeah.
wish
They probably keep Aquaman and Wonder Woman on since both of them are still signed on for another movie, I think.
yeah.
Yeah. They do. You think they put Robert Pattinson as Batman?
I hope they
No.
do.
I mean,
Uh,
Well,
okay.
what I
if
couldn't tell if that was a yes or a no from. I
Oh,
could tell Michael was a no, but I couldn't tell
I'm,
if Noah was a yes.
well, it's like I hope they do, but it's like that. Here's the thing: like if they do, they do. I probably will enjoy it. Probably will. But if they don't, I'll be just as happy.
mhm.
Okay.
I personally think they should go with another actor as Batman just
We
because
have six. We have had 16 different Batmans in the last 10 years.
okay, I think they should at least just bring Ben back, just for like one
He's
fucking
confirmed for
movie.
Aquaman too.
I know, yeah, I know. Just fucking bring him back. If you're keeping Momoa's Aquaman and Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, you might as well just get Ben and Henry back as Batman and Superman because it only like matches or fits, I would say. Because I mean, at least with Pattinson's Batman's universe, there's no real confirmation of aliens or Justice League or anything like that. And plus, it would just kind of feel a bit out of place, especially since
Well,
considering the tone of the Batman versus a Justice League, or
well, it's not the fact that we'd have the Warner Brothers with the reboot another Batman, but we'd have two Batmans simultaneously existing. And I think we'd get a little confused and maybe a little burnt out by Batman, even though we should be completely burnt out of Batman at this point.
but we're not. We love Batman too much. Let's face it.
If anything, I think the best move DC could have done would have been to have Batman be a late arrival in the cinematic universe like Spider-Man was for the MCU.
Yeah,
Could be possible, actually.
we
Yeah,
could do that.
yeah. Why not? Then we can. Why don't we introduce like, Martian Manhunter? He's a pretty interesting character from the comics, actually. And I
Yeah.
really do, and I really liked him from the animated Justice League series. Like, why not we have him introduced like early on?
Yeah. Or a
Or
good
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
That's not Ryan Reynolds.
We love the guy, but he ain't
He's
no,
no
Green.
Green Lantern. Oh,
Like who's the other version of Green Lantern? Not Hal Jordan, but
John Stewart.
There's technically 6, I believe, or 7 if you count Alan
it's like
Scott.
I'd say let's go with John Stewart for the Green Lantern reboot.
One problem: Idris Elba is already Bloodsport.
So cast him as Michael B. Jordan.
That could work.
There's a lot of people you could cast him
You
as.
could cast a lot of people.
True.
So
Or just just do the Christ on Infinite Earths route. Just have like one guy play two guys. Every time when I say Bloodsport, I keep thinking of the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie Bloodsport. And I'm just like, oh God. Oh, anyways, but yeah, I think honestly, this might be DC's resurgence.
Woo!
Yeah.
All it took was Marvel being oversaturated and them to fail miserably at least a few times before they finally got a resurgence. Yay!
or they just picked up James Gunn for the Suicide Squad, and that helped significantly.
Mhm. That too.
That too. Yeah.
Oh, and Peacemaker. Don't forget Peacemaker.
Peacemaker is a gem.
Oh, I fucking love Peacemaker. Thank you, Noah, for introducing me to Peacemaker.
Oh
I
yeah.
would have never picked it up otherwise.
It's like just the introductory, like the intro credits alone.
We need to recreate that dance. I'm serious.
It's just that's just pure James Gunn unhingedness because I don't know how much creative freedom they gave for Peacemaker either, but they gave him enough.
Yeah. No, definitely. Oh man. But yeah, like I think what else do you guys want to talk about here?
It's like I think we're good. I think we've reached everything we need to talk about today.
Okay.
But next time we should definitely talk about Ezra Miller
Oh,
and
what
probably
the
getting
fuck?
more Ezra Miller, the turd burglar herself, and the trajectory of DC and the course corrections they got to make in order to
Yeah.
be. So you can watch out. So they can watch out for that next week.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, that's gonna be all for us for the first episode. We are Four Nerds in a Rant, featuring Mr.
Free today.
Ditkovitch.
If you don't pay rent, you don't show up.
Yep.
Featuring 2 guys and 1 guy who occasionally speaks.
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean, it'd be like
you
that
just gotta pay
sometimes.
rent. You just gotta pay
Yeah.
rent.
Otherwise, this guy won't come out. This guy won't come after you then.
I mean, he literally took away Owen's camera, so
Exactly.
I'm surprised he's still speaking right now.
Exactly. He's probably held in like Guantanamo Bay or something.
Yeah, very
Yes.
odd. Probably those ninjas again.
No, this ain't even Owen. It's a scroll. It's just Mr. Ditkovitch impersonating him.
Well, I gotta call Talos now.
All right. Bully McGuire incoming. Yeah, Bully. I got some dirt for you. Can you throw some dirt in somebody's eye for us?
So, anyways, thanks for listening this week. We'll be back with another one here soon.
All right. Till
Pay
next
your
time.
rent. Pay your rent,
Rent.
guys.